Are you interested in new construction homes? Well, buying a new construction home is a little bit different than buying a home that's already been lived in. We've broken it down, 5 easy steps on the process of buying a new construction home in 2024. My name's Justin Cofield. I'm a realtor in the Austin area. I've lived here for 20 years with my wife and my kids. We love this city, and I love being a realtor. And one of the reasons I'm making these videos is because I want to help people understand the process of buying a home. I want you to feel comfortable with it. I want it to even be fun. So if there's anything that I can do for you, any questions that I can answer, don't hesitate to call, text, email. I'm going to leave my info in the show notes as well. But now let's get on to the 5 steps. Step number 1, get pre-qualified with a lender. Now, most new construction builders have a preferred lender that they're going to require you to get pre-qualified with before you make an offer. But I would encourage you to do that, but also to shop around with multiple lenders. The builder's preferred lender can oftentimes offer incentives, but it's always a good idea to shop around and kind of find the best rate. This is something that I can help you with. I've got several lenders that I have great connections with who can shop that rate and maybe even get the builder's preferred lender to compete on their rate a little bit. Now, here's a quick insider tip. You want to make sure you get a lender that will allow you to float down your rate. Because a home sometimes takes several months to finish, you don't want to lock in your rate on the very first day that you go under contract and that rate end up being a lot lower at the end of the process. So you want a lender who's going to let you float down that rate as the rate changes over time. Step number 2 is to connect with a realtor. That's me.
And me.
This is a point where you want to start looking at homes. You can ask lots of good questions. You start to define what you want in a home, what you want in a neighborhood, what part of town you want to be in. A realtor can help with all that. In fact, as a realtor, I've got relationships and experiences with several new construction builders that I can recommend. Some new construction builders are awesome to work with, and some are not so awesome to work with. So be sure you find a great realtor who knows what they're doing, who can recommend builders, and who can help you define exactly what you're looking for. Step number 3 is to make an offer. Now, new construction builders will often negotiate a little bit on inventory homes more than they will on to-be-built homes. An inventory home is a home where the builder's design team has put together this package and already started building the home, and it's going to be done in maybe a month or 2, or maybe it's already done and ready to move into. Builders call these inventory homes, and usually they'll negotiate more on those homes. Those homes often carry more incentives than a to-be-built home. If you just walk into an office and say, I like this house, I want to build it from scratch, there's not as much negotiating room, and they're not willing to do as much on a home like that. So typically when you make an offer on a home, a builder is going to want earnest money. That can be a percentage of the sales price. Sometimes it's $5,000, sometimes it's $10,000, sometimes it's $50,000. It goes towards the down payment at the end of the day, but this essentially reserves the home for you. And the thing about earnest money is you want to be pretty sure, because earnest money does reserve your home, but if you change your mind 2 months down the road, it's really, really hard to get back. Lastly, you want to sign the paperwork. Be sure you get your realtor to read through this and explain anything that you don't understand. You see, new construction builders have their own contracts that they come up with, and I guarantee you that those contracts benefit the builder, not the buyer so much. So get your realtor to read through the contract and explain anything that you don't understand. Step number 4 is to go under contract. Once you go under contract, the sales consultant with the builder will establish a timeline for your build and usually weekly updates. Oftentimes they'll call or email, kind of giving you an update on what's going on with the home. And you are free to visit periodically to see the progress of the home as well. As a realtor, I like to stop by once every few weeks to take some pictures and send to clients so they know what's going on and can kind of see the progress firsthand. The other thing you need to be sure and do is to keep working with the lender that you've chosen. That lender is going to need all kinds of paperwork to qualify you for this loan, and you want to make sure you get it into them in a timely manner so that they can get you approved. Another thing that you need to think about in this stage of the process is an inspection. Now, you wouldn't think that you'd have to have a new construction home inspected, but guess what? No home is perfect, and no builder is perfect. Builders make mistakes. I have a great inspector who visits homes a couple of different times during the build process, and anything he finds, any discrepancy he finds, he gets to me and I get it to the builder so that they can correct it before the home is finished for closing. You also need to think about utilities and insurance on this house. We want you to be able to move in and the lights work and it to be fully insured. So be thinking about those things and getting those lined up when you're in this stage of the process. And then finally, about 2 weeks before you close on the house, the builder will have you do a final walkthrough. And that's where we walk through together and we look at anything, scratches on the wall or scratch on the floor or a place where they missed paint, and they'll go through and they'll correct all of that stuff so that it's near perfect when you close on the house and move in. The 5th and final step is closing. Now, to get to closing, you and your realtor need to work with your lender to get everything approved and everything lined up and everything to what they call clear to close. Your lender will say, we're good, we got the money, we're ready to send it, you're clear to close. After you're clear to close, the title company will send a closing statement and get you scheduled for a date for closing. And in that closing statement, it's going to break down all the costs and what your lender is going to pay for your loan, and then what you need to bring to the closing table as your closing costs. Closing costs are like your fees for the lender and your down payment and that sort of thing. And when you arrive at the title company to sign the papers on your new house, you'll need your government issued ID. That could be a driver's license or a passport or something like that. And then you need your closing funds. Most people bring those either in the form of a cashier's check or they have them wired the day before. A title company can receive a wire and hold it till you get there, and that way your funds are ready to go. After you sign the papers and the lender funds it, it's all closed and you get the keys to your brand new home. And that's it. Sounds pretty easy, right? 5 steps to buy a new construction home. I want to help you any way that I can. I want to be a resource and a guide for you, so please reach out if you have any questions or if I can help in any way. Also, be sure to subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notifications. I try and upload new content every week, so I'd love for you to be a part of my channel and a part of my tribe. And as always, thank you for watching.